चक्षुर्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So last few days we have been hearing nice pastimes of Lord Nityananda and various devotees. So today, we will see from one of those pastimes that we had kind of discussed. So from one of those pastimes we will see one very nice lesson. So that I was just in my hearing when I was doing. So I came across one nice concept, So that concept was based on this pastime. So I liked it very much. So thought of sharing that particular thing, and it will enhance our Krishna consciousness also. And it is something that is very dear to the Lord, and it attracts the Lord also. So we are going to discuss a particular lesson from the pastime of the Chidadahi Mahotsav. So in this pastime specifically, the pastime, the prelude is like this. Raghunathas Goswami wanted to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and first time when he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like he told that don't run away like this, be there at home and take care of things nicely and do your business well, and when Krishna becomes merciful upon you, so you will be able to come to my lotus feet. So then it was going on, and he did so many expert dealings in his business, and nice way, like he was performing his activities. And then later, at certain point in time, again he started running away from home, to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, but his attempts were all futile. His parents would catch him and bring him back all the time. So then there was, he got to know that Nityananda Prabhu is there nearby in the village of Panihati, and he wanted to go and have the audience of Nityananda Prabhu. And when he came here, so we will read certain sections, and then when we want to highlight the particular lesson, so we will highlight them. Okay. So this is one portion. I am just overlapping something from the previous section, from where I wanted to read, is the mother and father of Raghunathas Goswami speaking. Very nice actually. So, like people say, while joining, there is so much of opposition is there and so many this one is there. So like here we see the mother and father, they are speaking. This became almost a daily affair. Raghunath would run away from home and his father would again bring him back. Then Raghunath's mother spoke to his father as follows. Our son has become mad, she said. Just keep him by binding him with ropes. His father, being very unhappy, replied to her as follows. Raghunath Das, our son, has opulence like Indra, the heavenly king, and his wife is as beautiful as an angel. Yet all this could not tie down his mind. How then could we keep this boy home by binding him with ropes? It is not possible even for one's father to nullify the reactions of one's past activities. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has fully bestowed his mercy on him. Who can keep home such a madman of Chaitanya Dev? So like actually speaking, if we want to have real aspiration to join ashram or something like that, so where a lot of opposition is there, lot of odds, a person has to cross through and then come. So for that, like it is very essential is that one has to become very absorbed in the process of devotional service. It's not only for the person who's like dedicating his life and taking renounced order, even for a person who wants to be a grahastha, a proper grahastha, and face all the odds and practice Krishna consciousness, it is possible only when we have deep attachment towards the Supreme Lord. So otherwise, this world, there are so many issues are there, so many things day to day, so many problems that we have to handle. So always, our attention is being demanded. We are like demanded. So like you have to give time to this particular thing. You have to give time to that particular thing. So many issues are there. So many things we have to put our mind onto. And in spite of that, if we have to execute devotional service, it is possible only if we are attached to the lotus feet of the Lord. Otherwise, we will have every reason to neglect that particular thing. So that is why, people who practice devotional service with attachment to the Lord, they will continue to practice even when the odd times. And those people who are practicing devotional service, like only because it has to be just done, because somebody has told me. So when there is difficulty in the life, first thing to discount is, okay, isko kuch matlab nahi pata hai, like isko chhod denge. So that is this one. So it is very essential that we have to become absorbed in the practice of Krishna consciousness. And one very practical, this one, so where all things like, which we can get absorbed to. So what all the things that Acharya has given us, to get absorbed to. So one is the holy name and the deities and Srimad Bhagavatam. So, and then association of devotees means in association we discuss the, discuss the subject matter of preaching or subject matter of the, the Supreme Lord and His pastimes and His, glories. So these are all the aspects, which we can, and the service to the devotees and things like that. So if we can get attached to any one of these things, and specifically in this age, other things if you have, it is an opulence, if you have attachment to the devotees, or if you have attachment to the deities, if you have attachment to the Bhagavatam, it's all opulence, but comes like a minimum, we need to have attachment to the holy name, because the holy name is the most important element, this in Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar, and in Kali Yuga, Krishna comes in the form of the holy name, and the holy name is the prescribed method of devotional service, that is given in the Kali Yuga. So first, the basic foundational principle is that the holy name has to be chanted very well, So sometimes there is a lot of service is there, उस दिन भागवतम class skip कर लिया, फिर भी इतना ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बट उस दिन ज़्यादा सर्विस अप्रूवल मैं 16 वाला कम कर लूँगा आज, नहीं कर सकते. So why Prabhupada has made such a strict rule for this? Because this one, what is that? Krite Dhyato Vishnu, what is Kalautad Harikirtanath, right? So in Kali Yuga, so this is the prescribed method. बाकी चीज़ों को थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे कम ज़्यादा कर सकते हैं, बट इसको कुछ नहीं कर सकते. We have to follow this at any cost. And if we can develop attachment to this, उससे ज़्यादा क्या, it is every day you have to do something. Every day करेला खाना मतलब it's a very difficult task. But every day गुलाब जामुन खाना मतलब अच्छा है. So in that way, if we can make the holy name as it is looking like karela, it can be made into gulab jamun, then it is so nice. Right? So that is something very amazing. And I was just thinking about this point that how unfortunate I am that the Lord, He developing attachment to the holy name or taste to the holy name is such an amazing process. Why? Because the Supreme Lord, He is the controller of this particular thing, giving taste in the holy name. And He wants to give, He wants to give. देने वाला देना चाह रहा है और लेने वाला का पास ये नहीं है कि ले नहीं रहे. So that means how unfortunate I am. So we कितना लोग, there are so many people, they want money. They want to make a good, good living and things like that. So, and they are working, they are trying to see job किधर मिलेगा, किधर पैसा मिलेगा. They are looking for it. देने वाला नहीं है ना, तो वो परेशान है ना. तो ये ऐसा है, हमारा सिचुएशन ऐसा है, the Lord wants to give the holy name and Lord wants to give the law of Godhead, and still I am not having it. मतलब कुछ तो गड़बड़ है, serious गड़बड़ है इसमें, है ना? So that is my position. That is the condition that I'm in. So now we can actually pray to the Lord that, see like how fallen I am, and be merciful to me and pick me up, and that is the way like when we have to actually approach the Lord. So like it is only reason like देने वाला का मन है और इनके पास कमी है और इनके पास like क्यों नहीं है, देने वाला है वो एरिया में और देने वाला की इच्छा भी है, so फिर भी इनके पास नहीं है मतलब so ये लेने का इच्छा नहीं कर रहा है. No, that is the only thing. And how do we express our desire to get the taste for the holy name? So we express it by the way of prayers. We approach the Lord and we petition, we request the Lord कि like मुझे चाहिए, like नाम में रुचि चाहिए करके. So when we approach the Lord and request the Lord is ready to give. So in Kali Yuga, the only problem is that we have a lot of ego. Like how will I go and beg something from the Lord? So and like I'm so very nice person and I have got so much realization, I have got so much qualification. So how can I say that in front of the Lord that I'm like Amito Kangal, ऐसा कैसे बोल सकता हूँ? And like without the holy name, my life is empty. ऐसा तो नहीं बोल सकता हूँ. Like, मेरे पास काफी सारा qualification है, काफी सारा like मैं इतना अच्छा हूँ. So that pride is the only thing which is actually stopping us from going in front of the Lord and making a humble prayer. So that is why we don't get the taste in the holy name. So this pride is the major thing actually. So anyways, coming back to the pastime here. So if we can get attachment to the Lord, then we can practice Krishna consciousness all the time. Otherwise, the first opportune moment, the first reason, we will just discount Krishna consciousness. We may not leave, but we will discount Krishna consciousness. We will not study, we will not hear, or we will not sufficiently think about the Lord. We will not do all those things. Maybe a lifeless 16 rounds we may do, where Krishna is not there. So like, अभी initiation ले लिया, अभी क्या करें? Like, करना ही पड़ेगा 16 माला. ऐसा हो जाएगा, like, So instead of that, if we can have attachment, then we will really feel nourished and we will really make advancement in Krishna consciousness. So then, here it's mentioned, then Raghunathas considered something in his mind, and next day he went to Nityananda Gosai. In the village of Panihati, Raghunathas obtained an interview with Nityananda Prabhu, who was accompanied by many kirtan performers, servants and others. So this is also one nice aspect. So before we go to our main lesson, so there are many other things have to be noted. So Nityananda Prabhu, who was accompanied by many kirtan performers. So this is one nice point in one lecture I heard. So what is a service that devotees used to perform to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or to Nityananda Prabhu? So the service they used to perform is kirtan. So they used to, for the pleasure of the Lord, they used to perform kirtan. So this is also a nice thing, like devotees can make a practice that, kirtan means like, when there are many people are there and, that time only we should come and we should sing, and people are not there means like kirtan virtan nahi hai, like dusra kuch karenge. So aisa nahi hai. Kirtan is a very important thing, which we need to develop attachment to. Kirtan and the holy name, we need to develop attachment to, because this is a very important service, which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu likes, and that is why they are always accompanied by so many kirtan performers. So even individually also, like how much we are attached to kirtan means like अगर अकेला है like तब भी कीर्तन गा रहा है, like तब भी कुछ हरे कृष्ण मंत्र गा रहा है या कुछ भजन गा रहा है, and like just for the pleasure of the Lord, for what I am singing, or like I know a very nice tune of this song and मुझे अच्छा लगता है ये गाने में. That is not the purpose. So the purpose is to chant for the pleasure of the Lord. Even while chanting the Hare Krishna mantra also, it's a very nice meditation. Why I am sitting and vibrating this holy name now? So this is a service to the Lord. I am rendering service to the Lord. So ये सब like हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि like अभी भगवान को माला पहना रहे हैं, भगवान को ऑल्टर साफ कर रहे हैं और ये हॉल को झाड़ू पोछा कर रहे हैं, तो तब हमको लगता है कि like ये सर्विस है. We are feeling that it is service. But when we are doing the names, like when we are chanting the names of the Lord, तो like ये कुछ तो वो सर्विस वाला फील नहीं आता एक्चुअली. सो बट एक्चुअली स्पीकिंग, नो सम बिकॉज इन दिस वर्ल्ड वी हैव सीन दैट ऐसा लाइक नाम उच्चारण करके क्या सर्विस हो सकता है, नो ऐसा कुछ सर्विस लाइक हम लोग ये दुनिया में देखा नहीं. तो बट भगवान को ये अच्छा लगता है एक्चुअली. सो लॉर्ड फील्स गुड नो व्हेन हिज नेम्स आर चैंटेड. सो व्हेन वी चैंट द नेम्स ऑफ द लॉर्ड and then think that, oh, this is a service that I am performing to the Lord, and may the Lord become pleased with this service. No? So when we feel like this, then immediately we see that, no, there is a very nice connect that actually we can make. So here, no, one important service that we can do to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu is to perform kirtan, and perform kirtan for the pleasure of the Lord, right? So that is a very important this one. So for the pleasure of the Lord. So then sitting on a rock under a tree on the bank of Ganges, Lord Nityananda seemed as effulgent as hundreds of thousands of rising suns. Many devotees sat on the ground surrounding him. Seeing the influence of Nityananda Prabhu, Raghunathas was astonished. Raghunathas offered his obeisances by falling prostrate at distant place, and the servant of Nityananda Prabhu pointed out, "There is Raghunathas offering you obeisances." Hearing this, Lord Nityananda Prabhu said, "You are a thief. Now you have come to see me. Come here, come here. Today I shall punish you." The Lord called him, but Raghunathas did not go near the Lord. Then the Lord forcibly caught him and placed his lotus feet upon Raghunathas' head. Lord Nityananda was by nature very merciful and funny. Being merciful, he spoke to Raghunath as follows: "You are just like a thief, for instead of coming near, you stay away at a distant place. Now that I have captured you, I shall punish you. Make a festival and feed my associates yogurt and chipped rice." Hearing this, Raghunathas was greatly pleased. Raghunathas immediately sent his own men to the village to purchase all kinds of eatables and bring them back. Raghunathas brought chipped rice, yogurt, milk, sweetmeats, sugar, bananas and other eatables and placed them all around. As soon as they heard that a festival was going to be held, all kinds of brahmanas and other gentlemen began to arrive. Thus there were innumerable people. Seeing the crowd increasing, Raghunathas arranged to get more eatables from other villages. He also brought 200 to 400 large round earthen pots. He also obtained 5 or 7 especially large earthen pots, and in these pots a brahmana began soaking chipped rice for the satisfaction of Lord Nityananda. So it is like offering, no? Like not satisfaction of the people, no, it's satisfaction of Lord Nityananda. In one place, chipped rice was soaked in hot milk in each of the large pots. Then half the rice was mixed with yogurt, sugar and bananas. The other half was mixed with condensed milk and a special type of banana known as champakala. Then sugar, clarified butter and camphor were added. After Nityananda Prabhu had changed his clothes for a new one and sat on a raised platform, the Brahmana brought before him the 7 huge pots. Okay, so in this particular lecture which I was hearing about, so there the speaker was telling that in Chaitanya Charitamrita again and again we will see there is a huge list of eatables, you know. So it is mentioned, and after describing all those eatables, it is all for the pleasure of the Lord, right? So it is a very nice thing. And one of the main lesson that I wanted to discuss today is the speaker was mentioning our philosophy is a theology of abundance. No, there is कुछ कमी नहीं है, किसी चीज को कमी नहीं है. Like no, प्रसाद का हम डिस्क्राइब करेंगे, like इतना ज़्यादा प्रसाद है, you know, कोई पूरा खत्म नहीं कर सकता, इतना ज़्यादा है. And we see like the service, like now Raghunathas Goswami is doing the service, and he is bringing so much of this one, like so much of no prasadam, and he is offering to the Lord, and he is distributing it so profusely, no, so amazing actually. So this is like the subject matter of abundance. And we see that Prabhupada also, like when he was like not having anything, so like he wanted to spread Krishna consciousness. So generally people will make this one, okay, if you want to make a big this one, what's your capital? No, kitna paisa ikatha kiya? Like no, what's your capital? What is your support? No, what's the people? Like no, where is all these things? No, where is the basic infrastructure? How will you go about getting it? So no, all these things. So first you have to plan these things. And if No, Prabhupada would have been told that, like, no, he is a completely different personality. So, like, what is his infrastructure? What is his investment? What is his capital? Capital is instruction of the spiritual master. तो ठीक है, इंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ स्पिरिचुअल मास्टर ठीक है, वो करने के लिए तो पैसा चाहिए, नो, लोग चाहिए, लाइक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर चाहिए. सो हाउ विल इट कम? नो, कृष्णा इज लक्ष्मीपति, ही विल गिव, नो. एंड कितना दे सकते हो? अरे वो अनलिमिटेड दे सकते हैं. इट्स लाइक दिस इज अ थियोलॉजी ऑफ अबंडेंस, नो. सो वेयर, सो लाइक व्हाट इज योर लिमिट? कितना तक परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं? अरे लाइक कुछ लिमिट नहीं है, लाइक भगवान जितना चाहे उतना कर सकते हैं, यू नो. सो दैट इज एन अमेजिंग थिंग एक्चुअली. सो हियर नित्यानंद प्रभु, ही ऑर्डर्स, नो, रघुनाथ गोस्वामी, नो, टू मेक अ फीस्ट. तो लाइक नो, कुछ लोग थे, उसको फीस्ट बनाना था. एंड हियरिंग दिस सो मेनी अदर पीपल केम. एंड लाइक नॉर्मल इस्कॉन डिवोटी क्या करते हैं? अरे लाइक नो, जितना लोगों को फीस्ट बनाया लाइक उतना ही आना चाहिए, लाइक बाकी लोग क्यों आए हैं इधर? नो, उसको भेजा, लाइक उसको कैलकुलेट ही नहीं किया, हम लोग हिसाब नहीं किए. तो इधर लोग आ गया. एंड रघुनाथ गोस्वामी, ओ बहुत अच्छा, बहुत अच्छा, और लेके आओ. सो इट इज लाइक, सो ऐसा नहीं कि लाइक अभी नो कम पड़ जाएगा, लाइक अभी क्या करेंगे, यू नो. सो लाइक, so when we are not a devotee at the platform of Raghunathas Goswami, we think like this, no, अभी कम पड़ जाएगा, अभी क्या करेंगे, नो, कुकिंग तो इतना नहीं किया. तो बट इधर तो शुद्ध भक्त है, तो उसको दिखता है कि लाइक नो, अगर भगवान लोग भेजे तो लाइक नो, प्रसाद भी भेजेंगे. नो, मैं तो खाली निमित्त हूँ, लाइक नो, जो भेजते लाइक सेवा करता हूँ. और भगवान को बस कैसे कम हो सकता है? वो तो लक्ष्मीपति है, उसके पास कुछ कम नहीं हो सकता है. तो ऐसा लाइक इट्स अ वेरी अमेजिंग मूड, नो, अ प्योर डिवोटी एज अ रियल बिंदास मूड. रियली ओनली ही कैन बी बिंदास, नो, नोबडी एल्स कैन बी बिंदास. नो, कितना भी प्रॉब्लम हो, ठीक है, भगवान संभालेंगे. आगे बढ़ो, नो, लाइक दैट. So it's a very nice thing actually. It gives a lot of you know, to become a pure devotee. This is a very nice inspiration, no? Like if you really want to be a bindas person, no, you have to become a pure devotee, no. So okay, and then among them were like there are many devotees who are sitting, and among them were Ramdas, Sundarananda, Gadadhar Das, Murari, Kamalakanta, Kamalakara, and Sadashiva and Purandara. And Dhananjaya, Jagadisha, Parameshwara Das, and Mahesha, Gauri Das, and Hoda Krishna Das were also there. And similarly, Udarandat Thakur and many other personal associates of Lord sat on the raised platform with Nityananda Prabhu. No one could count them all. Unlimited again. So, kitna devotee like unlimited. And then, hearing about the festival, all kinds of learned scholars, brahmanas, and priests went there. Nityananda Prabhu honored them and made them sit on the raised platform with him. No, हम बोलते हैं लाइक नो, कोई आता है लाइक कितना गेस्ट आते हैं आपके साथ? 2-3 लोग आएंगे, और 10 लोग आ गए. तो प्रभु जी आपने बोला 2-3 लोग, अभी 10 लोग लेके आ गए. so it is like here Nityananda was like, whoever comes, okay, बैठो, नो, सबको मिलेगा. And ऐसा नहीं कि लाइक चैतन्य चरितामृत में लाइक एक बार when I was there in my brahmachari training, that time Gaurang Prabhu was mentioning this particular pastime. He was like describing in detail. So I used to travel with him, and you know, every house he goes, like same thing. Whatever he reads, that's the same thing he will speak everywhere. No, like no change. No, new कुछ prepare करके ये करके ले, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. जो भी पढ़ता है उसी को बोलते हैं सब जगह पे. And if you travel with him, no, वही चीज सुनने मिलता है like सब जगह पे. And this one point went very deep into my system. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he wanted to go to Vrindavan. He was tricked and brought to Navadvip. And then Nityananda Prabhu tricked him and brought him to Navadvip. And in Navadvip, like what happened, like Shantipur, like no, they went to Shantipur. And there, like Advaita Acharya had one preparation, one lot of preparation of foodstuffs. तो उसको वो 3 भाग से like no, actually 3 भाग करेंगे ना, like सब कम हो जाएगा ना. तो उधर ग्रामर ऐसा यूज किया है बंगाली में, तो 3 भाग में बढ़ाया, नो, मतलब ऐसा बढ़ाया, मतलब 3 भाग में बांटा, तो लाइक नो, तीनों भाग इक्वल हो गया, नो, बढ़ गया एक्चुअली. सो ऐसा लाइक दैट इज अ अमेजिंग दिस वन. सो लाइक ही यूज्ड टू टेल अबाउट दैट कॉन्सेप्ट. तो तब उतना ज़्यादा समझ में नहीं आया, लाइक अभी और थोड़ा समझ में आ रहा है. सो इफ यू आर अ सर्वेंट ऑफ लॉर्ड चैतन्य, if you are a servant of Lord Nityananda, so whenever you do something, like no, whenever you, even if you divide something, it will increase. So that is how it is. This an amazing philosophy actually. So here also, like all of them, they came, and everyone was offered 2 earthen pots. In one was put chipped rice with condensed milk, and another chipped rice with yogurt. And all other people sat in groups around the platform. No one could count how many people there were. Again, unlimited. And each and every one of them was supplied with 2 earthen pots, one with chipped rice soaked with yogurt, and another chipped rice soaked in condensed milk. Some of the brahmanas, not having gotten the place on the platform, went to the bank of Ganges with their 2 earthen pots and soaked the chipped rice there. Others who could not get a place even on the bank of Ganges got down into the water and began eating their 2 kinds of chipped rice. So it's like unlimited. So both there is no limit to it. There is no कुछ इतना तक हो गया, like अभी हाउसफुल हो गया, like कुछ नहीं है, overflow हो रहा है, like it is going on. And thus some sat on the platform, some on the base of the platform, and some on the bank of the Ganges, and they were all supplied 2 pots each by 20 men who distributed the food. At that time, Raghav Pandit arrived there. Seeing the situation, he began to laugh in great surprise. He brought many kinds of food cooked in ghee and offered to Lord. This prasadam he first placed before Lord Nityananda and then distributed among the devotees. Raghav Pandit said to Lord Nityananda, "For you, sir, I have already offered to the deity, but you are engaged in the festival here, and so the food is lying there untouched." तो राघव पंडित घर में ऑफर किया तो वो ऑफरिंग पूरा नहीं हो रहा है. क्यों? क्योंकि लाइक इधर नित्यानंद प्रभु वाज हैविंग अ फीस्ट समवेयर एल्स. तो उसके लिए देखने आ गए. तो क्या कर रहे हैं आप? घर में भोग लगाया तो भोग नहीं खा रहे. अब क्या कर रहे हैं? किधर क्या कर रहे हैं? So then Lord Nityananda replied, "Let me all this food here during day, and I shall eat at your home at night." And then, "I belong to a community of cowherd boys." I belong to a community of cowherd boys, and therefore I generally have many cowherd associates with me. I am happy when we eat together in a picnic like this by the sandy bank of river. So Lord Nityananda made Raghav Pandit sit down and had 2 pots delivered to him also. There were 2 kinds of chipped rice soaked in them. When chipped rice had been served to everyone, Lord Nityananda Prabhu in meditation brought Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived, Lord Nityananda Prabhu stood up. Then they saw how the others were enjoying chipped rice with yogurt and condensed milk. So now I'll quickly go to the section where this lesson is even more nicely presented. So this one, like many the salesmen, they also came. So over there. So here the whole pastime of like how Nityananda Prabhu is feeding Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and everybody are like so nicely enjoying this whole thing is there. And then when the shopkeepers of many other villages heard about the festival, they arrived there. Thank you. So they arrived there to sell chipped rice, yogurt, sweetmeats and bananas. So like all of them, so they got to know like a big mela is happening, and whatever you take there, everything will be purchased. So like unko laga like अच्छा business हो सकता है इधर. So they all came over there. And as they came bringing all kinds of foods, Raghunathas purchased it all. He gave them the price for their goods and later fed them the very same food. So, so it is a very amazing this one. So again there is a lot of abundance. Kuch log aaya like the whole thing is about how to serve the Lord and how to expand the service of the Lord. So then there is always the opportunity. Then there is always very wonderful ways and means in which the service can be expanded. So there is no shortage over there. And anyone who came to see how these funny things were going on was also fed with chipped rice, yogurt and bananas. So like ऐसे like कुछ देखने के लिए आया उसको भी बिठा के खिला दिए. So after Lord Nityananda Prabhu finished eating, he washed his hands and mouth and gave Raghunath Das the food remaining in in the 4 pots. So there was food remaining in the 3 other big pots of Lord Nityananda, and the Brahmana distributed it to all devotees, giving a morsel to each. Then, this is like Nityananda Prabhu's Mahaprasad has been distributed. So amazing. And this is not just Nityananda Prabhu's Mahaprasad, like Gauranga Mahaprabhu's Mahaprasad also. So like everything, this is so amazing a festival. So then, I'll just summarize the rest of the thing. So then after this festival is over, all the devotees were very happy. And because all the devotees were happy, Nityananda Prabhu was very happy. And when we please the Lord, or when we please the devotees or the spiritual master, here Nityananda Prabhu is the Adi Guru. So when we please them, so what is the benefit that we will get? So the benefit is that we will get the Supreme Lord. In the same way, like now every day we are trying to chant the names of the Lord. We are also like a thief only, like not going and taking the blessings of the devotees. Directly we want to approach the Lord, Hare Krishna mantra. And we are not able to get, So, but when we serve the devotees, when we serve the spiritual master, and when the devotees and the spiritual master become pleased, so then the Lord very happily will enter into our consciousness, in that way. So this we see that Tesham eva anukampartam aham ajnanajam tamah nashayami atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhashvata. It's a very amazing shloka which I like. So when we render service and when the Lord becomes pleased, then what we get is we will get the Lord, remembrance of the Lord very clearly and very nicely. Right. So here also we see that Raghunathas managed to please the devotees, managed to please Nityananda Prabhu, and who is very easy to be pleased. Like kali acha prasad bana ke khilana hai, like devotee will become pleased. And if we know cooking, then it's very nice thing. Devotee ko bahut acha kuch kar sakte hain. And if we can please a devotee, then our the names of the Lord is very nice. So, but the problem is the moment we cook, like, we get attracted to the prasad ourselves, So, but we should see that, this is again a philosophy of abundance, theology of abundance. If we get attracted to the prasad, like, we will only enjoy. And like, whenever devotees see us, they will say, oh, this person, he will not give to anybody. He will, like, eat for himself. And if we apply this principle of service, right? So here is a nice prasad, I should distribute. So then what will happen? Arey, this devotee hamesha distribute karta hai. Like मेरे पास कुछ अच्छा चीज है, like इसको देना चाहिए. And सब लोग आके देंगे तो like abundance हो जाएगा फिर से. So that is the main point. Like the more you give, the more you get actually. So this is the amazing aspect of Krishna consciousness. So here after everything is finished, like Raghunathas makes sure that everybody is nicely given all the remuneration, and then he consults with Shayad Raghav Pandit or somebody senior, and then he consults with them, and then he gives them all dakshina. Already itna khila diya, sab kuch ho gaya. Fir bhi, like, he wanted to, like, follow all the etiquettes very nicely. So sadhu, like, there are many, many devotees and many nice people have come with Nityananda Prabhu. Like, who has to be given how much remuneration. So he calculates everything and he appropriately, like, gives them everything. And he hands over to one person and then to distribute. And then, like, whatever he mentions, like, inko itna दक्षिणा दिया तो अच्छा है, इतना दक्षिणा दिया तो अच्छा है, सब हिसाब करके like one devotee के पास दे दिया, and then he tells that like use it in their service, like but don't let them know that I have given. So it's a very nice this one. So this is a way of giving. Charity. So when we give charity, it should not be like it is made so much. देखो like मैंने इतना किया. So generally like we are going to meet some big people for getting land or this kind of distance. So they always say like मैंने ये किया वो किया, like बड़ा list देते हैं, like to glorify themselves. So in this way, this is how generally this one happens. But here we see a real great person, a devotee of the Lord. He wants to offer charity, but he wants to keep it hidden. So it's a very nice mood actually, to render service to the Lord. So in whole of this thing, we see that there is a mood of abundance. Always there is now one may say like Raghunathas Goswami was a very rich person. Raghunathas in his Purvashram, he was a very rich person. He could do this. So, but we see that this whole concept applies even when a person is a pauper or when a person is a very, when a devotee is a pauper, or he's a very, very rich. Like this philosophy, always it is there. So Srila Prabhupada, when he was a pauper, even then, he had this one. And then in one place I heard, so Prabhupada was, when he was there in Bauri or in such places also, like still he would eat with ghee only. So like there is always he was like he was a class apart. So it's like never key like there is shortage, there is this one, things like that. Even there also like he maintained his standard. So like because he's a servant of Lakshmipati, so he's like it's always that is there. So in that way, like it is a very amazing thing. A devotee, we are still practicing. We may not have this mood that we always may feel like, if I do this thing, if there is a nice thing is there, if I share it with another devotee, like, it'll reduce for me, right? So that kind of a feel that is there. And even like, sometimes now also in financial planning, we are doing that, okay, like, temple land purchase karna hai, to baki sab cheez like, kam karna chahiye, and things like that. So, but more we advance in devotional service, more we will become, like feeling of abundance will come. More we will dil khol ke, like, we can actually do things. So that means like, we have really made sufficient advancement in Krishna consciousness. So aspiring to acquire this particular mood, and this is very, very pleasing to the Lord. When the Lord sees that, oh, this devotee like really feels that I am there, and really feels that when I am there, like, what is the worry, like, so they tell like, when there is Hari, there is no worry. So when there is Lord, why we need to worry about anything, so that means he is Krishna conscious. Really he feels that Lord is there, and really, like Srivas Thakur, he was a pauper, and then he was doing all service to the Lord, and like so amazingly arranging everyday kirtan, and everyday devotees are coming to home, so much of preparation and arrangement, and then he is not taking care of his own family, and when he is asked like, my Lord is Lakshmipati, like whenever whatever is needed, he is always giving. Why should I take any tension at all in that direction? So that is like amazing, this one. So we should also get this mood, like as we advance, we will naturally get this mood, and when we have this, so this is also one of the things that attracts the Supreme Lord very nicely. Okay. So I'll pause here for today's discussion. So any comments, questions, you can take up.
Regarding the faith aspect of what you mentioned, it was very nice. It was a very wonderful class, and it was really nice to hear a different angle today to the Chidadai Utsav. So many times this question is asked about faith, that how to build faith. Especially this faith that Lord will take care of everything. And especially the devotees who are there in ashram, if they have this, then life will be very nice. Even when something critical happens, say in the family or wherever, so they'll be able to sustain and practice very nicely. So how to develop this faith is what is the question.
So now, like this is something like one devotee, like he was, like he gave some donation to us when we were trying to set up the Bhakti Center here, and his devotee is from a foreign country. I don't want to take his name, so he doesn't like his name to be told anywhere. So he's also a donor like this, what we described, So he was telling that initially, like he gave 2 lakhs of donation, and then before that, like he was telling that Prabhu, I'll regularly offer you some donation. So like you will have faith when I make the first transaction. So like this statement I remember very nicely. So now from this, if we see that how to have faith in the Lord, that Lord will protect. So we will have faith when we have the first transaction with the Lord. So when we are actually in need, and the Lord actually protects us. And always the Lord has been protecting us. Always the Lord has been taking care of us. In every lifetime. Even when we are when we take the form of an animal or a human being or whatever it is, the Lord is always there. He is the one who is supplying the food. He is the one who is supplying the air. He is the one who is doing everything. But in spite of that, we are not able to have faith in Him because we don't have an experience of Him. Because we are covered by the material modes of nature, so we will not be able to have sufficient faith in the Lord. Always the material nature makes it appear like it is not the Lord who has done it. It is your intelligence. It is this person or that person, or because of this situation this has happened. So like that, the material nature actually portrays. So, but more we have experience of the Lord, more we will have faith. And to have experience of the Lord, so one of the important things is that satatam kirtayanto mam. That is there. Like tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. So if we can do this thing, always if we are engaged in the service of the Lord, so like as we had mentioned, so this experience of the Lord, how we will get? So only by the mercy of the Lord. And is the Lord a person who's ready to give, or is the Lord a person who's like like मैं नहीं देने वाला हूँ, like तुम कुछ भी कर लो, बहुत उससे झगड़ा करके लेना पड़ता है, ऐसा कुछ है? नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. तो the Lord is such a person, He happily wants to give, in such a this one. And I am a person like I'm in need of it. And if I have the experience of the Lord, so then I'll be able to, transaction to already chal raha hai. The moment I have experience of the Lord, I'll understand this transaction and all the transactions even before whatever has happened, it's all done by the Lord, and my faith becomes very, very nice actually. So in this way, like when we actually get an experience of the Lord, especially like in the process of chanting, so like if we are able to hear the names of the Lord clearly, that means we have got an experience of the Lord, and it means a lot actually. And it means a lot because so when we have an experience of the Lord, we will be able to see everything that is happening around us in connection with the Lord, right? And everything we will have a naturally element of faith actually comes in the heart. So, but if we don't go deeper into the Krishna consciousness, if our faith is only based on the logic, and if our faith is only based on what I read from the scripture, and I have not have sufficient realization, after some time, I have heard the statement, like people who have spent 10 years, 15 years, 20 years in the movement, after some time, ये सब नहीं चलता है, like कुछ practical बताओ, so that means what, like he has all the knowledge, he can cite all the shlokas, he can give big classes and everything, but the element of faith is not there because he has not experienced the Lord. That's a very important aspect. So we should not waste time in Krishna consciousness thinking that the experience will come later on. Every single day, our quality of experience of the Lord has to increase. So otherwise we are not making sufficient progress, and then we will have katra. There is a definite katra that is there, like the difficult time. So people who are practicing lifeless, they will all leave the practice. Life means what? A very nice remembrance of the Lord, a very favorable attachment towards the Lord. So that is life in the practice of Krishna consciousness. When that life is there, so then kuch bhi ho jaye, like he will practice. That faith will come when we understand this transaction. And for that we have to work for at least a minimal experience of the Lord. A little bit of experience of the Lord is very, very essential to build that faith. Until unless we see the first transaction, we will not get the faith. So like that, it is very, very important. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you were giving the example of who are those aspiring for joining, like you were giving the example of Raghunathas Goswami, and his mother was telling how he got the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and now he became mad even though he had opulence like Indra and a beautiful wife as an angel, equal to an angel. So right now also, even one who is aspiring for joining, we also need such kind of mercy. Otherwise, how much ever we hear the philosophy and understanding, and we think that we are able to control the desires for the material things, and when we go outside alone, we can see the attractions for Maya, seeing here and there glitters, and we get attracted how much ever we hear the philosophy. Unless until such mercy is there, we cannot be able to join. So my question is, Prabhuji, like how to receive the mercy, and you are telling that mercy is already flowing down, we are unable to receive it, and we are unable to catch it, and we are unable to like get it. So what is lacking in us, and how should we prepare ourselves to receive that mercy? What should we do from our side to receive that mercy? And it is also said that all the previous acharyas and from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it is like causeless mercy. It is said that, so there is no cause for a particular devotee to give the mercy to particular devotee. There is no cause, actually. There is no qualification also. But at the same time, why are we not able to receive that? Should we do something from our side? And if you do that, then why it is called causeless mercy? And the two questions are like, yes, can you please?
So, like the Lord is merciful, and the devotees are also merciful. So, there is no problem on that side. So, it is a causeless mercy. They are showering on everyone. So, then why it is not? Why we are not able to receive? So, it is very nicely mentioned in the second stanza of Shikshashtakam. So, Duddaiva Mihajani Nanuragva. So, this Bhaktivinoda Thakur actually explains that this means offenses. So when we commit offenses, so then we get a leaky pot. So how much ever causeless mercy comes, no, everything flows down actually. So when we patch that leak, so like dene wala ka kuch problem nahi hai. It's like it's the person who is receiving. So that is where the whole problem is. So when we commit, when we actually perform Niraparad Bhajan, so when we perform the chanting of the names, avoiding the 10 offenses, like then it becomes very, very nice actually. So in that way, like we should see now one of the major thing that actually contributes to the, or few things, which we have been trained in the material world, which contributes to the offensive attitude, is that the primary root of all the offenses is to consider something spiritual as material. That's the primary root of all the offenses. So holy name to be material, or the Lord to be material, or the Dham to be material, and things like that. So this, we need to avoid. So for that, like we need to have janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatvatah, right? So we have to understand this is all transcendental, and for that, we need to beg the mercy of the Lord. Until unless the Lord reveals this, we will not be able to get it. So we need to have we need to pray to the Lord for that. And when we are approaching, there are certain practical aspects that we need to do. Again, as always, like we have been promising that we will do this session on Harinam Chintamani, we will very soon do it. And in that very, very practical steps are mentioned. How we need to, like for example, like towards the spiritual master, we should not consider spiritual master to be an ordinary person. So how to do this thing? So every day we have to offer obeisances to him. Every day we have to offer a flower or something like that. And every day we should beg forgiveness from the spiritual master that please forgive my offenses and things like that. And please give me attachment to you and attachment to the Supreme Lord. Right? So we should beg for the attachment of Guru and Krishna from the spiritual master. So when we do all these procedures, and like when we are serious that I want to get out of this offensive attitude and things like that, then Krishna will help, then the spiritual master will help, and that is when we will also be able to see the function of the spiritual master, how the spiritual master rescues us from the offensive attitude actually. So when we do that thing, then naturally we will be able to feel the bliss of the Krishna consciousness, right? So this it is another aspect that is mentioned is too much of indulging in the material things. So too much indulgence in the material things, thinking about it and pondering about it and things like that. Just like YouTube mein chala gaya, aisa devotional video dekhne gaya, and in that something else came, and so then this is detrimental to bhakti. So then next day chanting will not happen properly. So it is, if we want to do nice chanting, so then we need to be very, very cautious. That I should not spend too much time unnecessarily in the material things. And another aspect is, either be it in the performance of name, be it in the performance of kirtan, or be it in the performance of reading the scriptures, or even in the aspect of asking questions, or whatever it is, whatever we may be doing. So we should see that how I can do it in a way it is pleasing to the other person. Right? So it is pleasing to the Supreme Lord, pleasing to the spiritual master, it is pleasing to the devotees. So I should do my activities, my underlying thought is, how can I actually please the other person? So when this thought is there, so then naturally the mood of service actually gets us on a very safe platform, lands us on a very safe platform. So in the material, this one, our the general training that we have received from this material world and the general samskar that we have received from this material world is like what is in it for me and how it can gratify me. No, these are all things are very, very strong. No, if like people also go for common party, so common party में भी जाते हैं, like then everybody are looking for how I can be gratified. That is why most of the times the meetings and parties and these are the places where real fights happen. So why? Because everybody are looking for their gratification and nobody is in the mood of service. So like only the person who is throwing the party, like maybe he is little bit in the mood of service, like ये करना चाहिए, नहीं तो ये लोग नहीं करेंगे, नहीं तो ये लोग कुछ बोलेंगे, and things like that. Social pressure में आके like they are doing something, right? So the real mood of service is not there. So the mood of service is the antidote for all the offenses and all the all the problems that we can actually possibly get. And this is also something that we have to beg from the Supreme Lord. Please give me the mood of service, so that I may do everything, for the pleasure of you, or for the pleasure of spiritual master, for the pleasure of the devotees, right? So when we do in that way, so then there is no question of offenses. But to get that, like that is why it is a legitimate stage that is put. Naam aparad, and then naam abhas and shuddha naam. So we are going to be there in the aparad stage for some time. It is not, if I ask that, how can I not commit offenses? How can I do my bhajan without committing offenses? From tomorrow onwards, I should not do any offenses, right? So sometimes speakers also will say, like, why do you commit offenses? You should not be committing offenses. Yeah, like, but I'm a conditioned living entity and still I have not reached that stage. I will be committing offenses. But the thing is, my mood should be that I should avoid these offenses. And when will that day come? Kabe habe hobe, what is that? Say dinamar, like aparada guchi, shuddha name ruchi. So this is how the devotee is actually feeling. He is not saying that tomorrow onwards I'll perform niraparad bhajan. Koi devotee aisa nahi dekh sakta. So but devotee aisa soch raha hai ki like, when will that day come? When I will not commit any offenses and I will take the name, pure holy names. So that is something like a devotee always feels, hankers for. And because he is hankering for it, the Lord will bless. And when the Lord blesses, all his offenses will get dissolved. One is the effects of offenses will get dissolved, and the mentality of the offense also will get dissolved. And the Lord will engage, and it is also this 10 offenses. It's very nice actually. So each and every offense has a exact opposite action that is considered to be an antidote. Like if we have, like one time I had revealed to one of my seniors that I have this particular problem, this particular issue I have. And the antidote that he gave is, he gave me nice counseling, and then he invited me to give a class in his congregation, and then he gave the subject to discuss was my problem. And you prepare nicely and you give a talk on that. I was like, Prabhuji, like I myself, I'm struggling in this, that is why I came. This is the antidote, you do this. So it was so nice actually, it was so nice. He could have given a big lecture on that. He told, like you know everything. You just prepare on that subject and you give a class and it is an antidote for you. It's so amazing actually. It's so amazing. So generally we see, devotees in the Bhagavatam, they sometimes they see that, okay, this devotee did this. Okay, tomorrow in Bhagavatam class, my slot is there. I will counteract. मैं बताऊंगा. उनका नाम लेके नहीं बताऊंगा, but बताऊंगा ऐसा, उसको लगेगा. So that is one way of this one. So, but in this, I understood very nice point. Like whatever thing I have a deficiency, so then if I prepare a class on that, and if I speak on that, so then it's so amazing. So find fault in ourselves and then rectify it. And if we if we actually put the sanskar into the system, you see, imagine like everybody are working on finding their own fault, and everybody are trying to put an antidote to it. So amazing. The whole environment will become Vaikuntha so easily. So, but if everybody tries to find fault of another person and then try to instruct, and this person says like, no, ये थोड़ी like बहुत बड़ा महात्मा है, like no, इसका भी तो इतना problem है, like no, मैं find करता हूँ तुम्हारा fault, no. So immediately it becomes like, no, so this one actually, no. So in that way, so only the authority has some austerity to find fault on his subordinates. Other people don't have to take this austerity. So other people can be bindas. They can just be meditating on others' good qualities. And also finding fault in oneself is so nourishing actually. No, it's so nourishing. So finding fault in oneself and then applying the antidote that is mentioned in the scriptures, it's so very nice actually. No, it is nourishing, very, very nourishing. So in this way, if we do, so then the rest of the part is like the previous question ka answer. So like if we have an experience of the Lord, so then naturally like these offenses will reduce. No, then like when the offenses reduce, then we will get a more experience of the Lord. Then more offenses will reduce. Then we will get more of experience of the Lord. Like that it is going to go. It's not going to be like black and white. No, today I'm having offenses. Tomorrow I'll not have any offenses. So it's not going to happen like that. It's going to happen. Many, many shades. And the progress is that if by our service, if we are able to please the Lord will keep on giving revelation. So that will be very, very nice. Like that. Hare Krishna. Okay. Any other? Or somebody wants to share something, you can share also.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you for the wonderful class. So some points which I have taken for myself to meditate upon and work upon are: only if we are attached to the lotus feet of the Lord, we can continue our practice in a feeling way, and despite all odds, otherwise it will be lifeless. Lord wants to give us His mercy, but somehow or the other my heart is not receptive. I'm not able to get or receive that mercy. So my prayer should be that please make my heart fertile enough or non-leaky enough to get that mercy. Lord likes the kirtan very much. He feels very good when His names are chanted. And our chanting should be for the pleasure of the Lord. And only a pure devotee can be fearless. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, for a very wonderful and excellent class in which you explained about the Panihati Chidade festival and the philosophy and the theology of abundance, which is so very special to understand that theology of abundance. And Prabhu has also summarized that. So I'm really thankful for that special word that he used, theology of abundance. And then devotee always had that abundance in his heart, and Lord is always providing. Actually, everything is being provided by the Lord. So, thank you, Hare Krishna. I just thought one question, Prabhu. If there is a very demonic mentality inside, and that's always interfering with your practice of your bhakti, how does one handle that, Prabhuji?
So in the Harinam Chintamani, Haridas Thakur actually explains this one. It's a book of all the 10 offenses, how to avoid those offenses, and he gives antidote for every single offense. And towards the end, as a summary, he mentions that whatever may be the problem, whatever may be the offense, even if we are not able to know what exactly is the thing that is stopping us. So still, if we pray to the Lord, I don't even know what's actually stopping me. What's actually, what is the actual obstacle that is actually not allowing me to taste the nectar of the holy name. And Lord, please you save me. Like that. So this is a very nice thing. So we have only one process to approach the Lord and offer prayers, and the Lord removes. So like that. So it is a very nice this one. And then when we get to know specific things, then we make specific prayer. So this is in all the antidote to all the offenses. So Haridas Thakur uses this particular this one, that we offer prayers to the Lord, and then the Lord actually rescues us. This one. So that's a very soothing this one actually. Very, very soothing thing. That there is nothing impossible, because there is nothing impossible for the Lord. So if we take shelter of Him, and if He can remove, anything is possible, like that. So that's the easiest this one for you. ठीक है. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत, sorry, like Sri Chaitanya Leela ki jai, Sri Nityananda Mahaprabhu ki jai, Sri Raghunathas Goswami ki jai, Srila Prabhupada